Welcome back, Halo followers. 343 gave us a delicious treat. They gave us a showcase of Season 3, which is coming on March 7th. This includes 3 new maps, as well as a new 100-tier battle pass, along with a new sandbox item, the bandit rifle, which is basically the DMR, as well as the shroud screen. There is gameplay of CHASM, as well as CLIFFHANGER, and this was actually played on competitively at HCS, so we have some great gameplay. But guys, before we dig into it, be sure to smash that like button blue, and be sure to subscribe. Join me on the journey of following Halo. So, we all have some excitement, I think, for Season 3. I get that it's not, like, super crazy, and it's not, like, you know, blowing us away. I would like a little bit more content than what we're getting, but this does seem to be the beginning of seasons being 3 months, 4 months long, because it seems that even just recently that Season 4 is actually coming a week sooner, so sometime in mid-June is when we can expect to see new content for Season 4. But the very first thing I want to talk about is they actually had like a skin trailer. So the majority of the profits when bought go to the teams here, but these armor coatings look really great. I really don't care to talk about armor coatings a whole lot because I just kind of disagree with the whole system and wish that we could just customize, you know, cross customize, you know, between everything, right? With armor coatings and armor items, you know, that's just something we still haven't got after all this time. But regardless, to be on a positive note, the shroud screen does look like a game changer. This is going to be on live fire and streets, I believe, right off the bat, right on March 7th. But we also have the bandit rifle, which is basically the DMR, and I think it's going to be changing the sandbox quite a bit. It's, you know, time will tell with how this weapon really does change the sandbox, and I really wish we were getting a couple of new weapons, because at this time we actually had quite a lot of content for Halo 5. But again, to be positive, at least it is a new weapon, and I'm curious to see how this will freshen up gameplay. And I also want to point out that Halo Infinite's kind of getting to the point where if you haven't been here for this whole time, you just download the game for free right now and jump into it. It's getting to a pretty stable, enjoyable, content-filled state. Like with CHASM, with CLIFFHANGER, and also Oasis, which there was no real talk or showcase of Oasis, although we do have gameplay of it. These maps are starting to feel like real Halo maps. Not to mention CLIFFHANGER is very unique, and, you know, it's another human facility, but at least there's some snow and unique coloring. I mean, most Halo maps don't really look like this. It's unique in color scheme and appearance, so I'm definitely happy about it, and I don't think we've ever, well, there's been probably a few Reach maps that are Oni themed, but yeah, there's definitely this one, which I love Oni maps so far, so yeah, I'm really excited about, like, the interactive elements and how this game is going to actually play, right? And how these maps are going to start stacking up on top of each other to deliver us kind of a like what should have been there on day one, right? So yeah, the first map I want to talk about is CHASM. This is pretty much ripped right from the campaign. Unishek said it looks like it was just taken from the campaign, so obviously he basically confirmed something that I thought was interesting, which we've seen code, right, recently, that 343 has been hauling ass to get everything done for Season 3, but also Season 4. There's gameplay of maps that I unfortunately cannot show because Microsoft is taking it very seriously, but there's 2 maps, Crystal Cave and the Forest Map. I don't think it has an official name yet other than Forest Map, but Forest Map is essentially like this map that looks like Delta Halo from Halo 2. It is something that looks beyond original, doesn't look like anything from the Halo maps we have so far, and it does give me a lot of hope, because 343 is starting to produce maps here that actually are original and feel good, right? Now, CHASM is pretty much ripped from the campaign, but they confirmed that, yeah, this was supposed to go for Season 4, and here it is in Season 3. I would have really loved to see that 4th map. I think it's actually being done in Forge, but it's from Halo 5 Plaza. So, yes, CHASM looks like quite a crazy map. If you're not careful, you're going to fall off the edges. Even these pro players were falling off the edge of the map. There's a lot of jumps, and if you miss your jump, you're going to fall off. So I think it's going to definitely be interesting for 4v4, 2v2 in the long term. But that one, to me, isn't terribly interesting, right? Because, I mean, to be honest, it looks like it could be a Forge map, because Forge is just that good. Moving on to Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger is what I really want to talk about. This map is so rich in design, and I really do. I mean, it feels like it's straight from Reach. It feels like one of those maps that I really wanted and expected to see at launch, but we never got. So this map is, works great for 4v4, and it's on the top of this beautiful peak, right, in the mountains. And we got these interiors. We got some really great, interesting sight ranges, sight lines, actually. And then we also got a, gravity thing that shoots players across the map, which I think is just really interesting. I like how the map has these drops down into dead zones, and that it kind of, it's just kind of broken up in a pretty interesting way. So I'm glad that they are playing well. I'm glad that they're playable right now, which pretty much confirms that everything's going to go smooth next week. We're only about 9 days away from the launch of this season, right? But yeah, we have some really great things coming. There's no talk about Forge yet. We just know that there's a lot of cosmetics, these free maps. So I'm really looking forward to seeing anything with Forge if it's announced. We have leaks of placeable water, placeable AI, as well as, including spawn zones and stuff like that in Forge. It's not just a mod. It's somehow been accessed by some, leakers and have shared gameplay of it. Again, I can't show this to y'all here today, unfortunately, but we know that banished objects are coming. We know some additional foreigner objects are coming. Actually, that one specifically, 343 confirmed a while ago. But they're also probably what we see here on at least CHASM. Certainly, probably most of those objects are already in Forge. But also for Cliffhanger and Oasis, I would love to see these models quickly and promptly be ported into Forge so we can make our own versions of Cliffhanger using these great new models that are now in the game. And it's our first snow map, so I think it's going to be great, and it really does freshen up the gameplay. I think 343 could bring back this game if they do begin making consistent seasons. It is very disappointing that 343 has taken like 10 months to push this out. I would love to see Custom Games Browser work properly for the most of the time, because every time I try to use it, it just never loads or some error happens. So since Custom Games Browser is supposed to come next week anyway originally, hopefully it comes fixed, right? They fix any errors or issues that it was having. So with that being said, we also know that there's some other great things on the way for Season 4. We also know that the event in Season 3 is teasing Infection, so that's a huge thing I totally forgot about. Definitely teasing Infection. We have no official confirmation of that as of yet. We're definitely going to be getting some cool campaign-like cinematics for the multiplayer. I don't know how much this is going to really be involved with lore, but it seems that Spartans have now become infected with this banished AI that was originally UNSC, and someone found out that if you flip the cover art of Season 3 upside down, you actually see the Oni symbol, or something that resembles that. So some interesting digging there. Credit to that person for that. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think about this. We definitely have a lot to look forward to, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of news in the next week. I'm keeping an eye out for Waypoint post so we can break that down together. But I'll catch you guys in the next one soon. Peace.